Bonjour, bienvenue à Unité 1, leçon 2C, les photos d'Isabelle, page 34 à 37. Les photos d'Isabelle. Isabelle is showing her family photo album to her friend Jean-Paul. Isabelle starts by saying, Voici ma mère. Et le monsieur, c'est ton père? Non, c'est mon oncle Thomas. Et la fille, c'est ta cousine? Oui, c'est ma cousine Béatrice. Elle a 16 ans. Et le garçon, c'est ton cousin? Non, c'est un copain. Un copain ou ton copain? Dis donc, Jean-Paul, tu es vraiment trop curieux. Pour communiquer, how to introduce your family. We've already talked about the words voici, which means here is or there is. So, voici mon père, here is my father, et voici ma mère, this is my mother. So, let's look at the members of la famille, la famille. The masculine family members are un frère, as in a brother, un cousin, a cousin, un père, a father, un oncle, an uncle, un grand-père, grandfather. The feminine members of the family are une sœur, a sister, une cousine, a cousin, une mère, a mother, une tante, an aunt, une grand-mère, a grandmother. And les animaux domestiques, the pets, we have un chat et un chien. For supplementary vocabulary, if you have step-parents, this is how you would say it. Un beau-père is a stepfather. Une belle-mère is a stepmother. Un beau-frère is a stepbrother. Une belle-sœur is a stepsister. Un demi-frère is a half-brother. Une demi-sœur is a half-sister. As far as pets, you can have un hamster, un cochon d'Inde, which is a guinea pig, un poisson rouge, which is a goldfish, une souris blanche, a white mouse, un oiseau, a bird, une perruche, a parakeet, un serpent, a snake, and also I happen to know that there are some people who have un lapin, which is a rabbit. So, note culturelle la famille française. When you and your friends talk about your families, you usually are referring to your brothers, sisters, and parents. In French, however, la famille refers not only to children and parents, but also grandparents, aunts, uncles, cousins, as well as a whole array of more distant relatives related by blood and marriage. Since the various members of a family often live in the same region, French teenagers see their grandparents and cousins fairly frequently. Even when relatives do not live close by, the family finds many occasions to get together, for weekend visits, during school and summer vacations, on holidays, as well as on special occasions such as weddings and anniversaries. You can click on this link to get a worksheet to practice family relationships. And on page 23 of your workbook, please do exercise 1, La famille de Catherine. Petit commentaire. The French people love pets, especially cats and dogs. What is important is the animal's personality and friendliness rather than its pedigree. Some common names given to animals are Minou, Pompon, and Fifi for cats, Titus, Milou, and Azar for dogs. Now, I have to tell you that in France, it is not uncommon to see animals everywhere, in restaurants, in stores, on the bus, on the train, on the subway. They are allowed almost everywhere where their humans go. But you never hear them. They're very, very well trained. It's very strange. So, one cat says to another, C'est ta sœur? Non, c'est mon frère. Well, with cats, unless you look very carefully, it's hard to tell if it's a boy or a girl. Speaking of which, mon cousin, ma cousine. The French equivalents of the words my and your have the following forms. If you're talking about a masculine person, you would say mon cousin or mon frère to say my cousin, my brother. Same thing with mon père, mon grand-père, mon ami, mon copain, etc., etc. The feminine version of my is ma cousine, ma sœur, my cousin, my sister. This works with ma copine, ma mère, ma sœur, ma tante, all those things. To say your, you would use the word ton in the masculine forms. Ton cousin, ton frère, etc. And in the feminine side, you would say ta cousine, ta sœur. So can you see? Mon, ma, ton, ta, mon, ma, ton, ta, mon, ma, ton, ta. Got it? Note that the feminine ma becomes mon and the feminine ta becomes ton before a vowel sound, and liaison is required. This is tricky. Normally we'd say une amie, a friend, but now we want to say mon ami, even though it's got an E at the end, just because it sounds better to the French ear. The syllable starts with a consonant, ends with a vowel. Mon ami. Got it? That's how the French roll. Okay? So, album de photos. I would like you to try practicing these at home using the words mon and ma as appropriate. For example, for your cousine Jacqueline. Cousine has an E, so it's a girl. Voici ma cousine Jacqueline. Voila. And practicing using comment s'appelle. Ask your classmates to name some of their friends, relatives, and pets. They can invent names if they wish. For example, le copain. Comment s'appelle ton copain? Mon copain s'appelle Bob. On page 24 of your workbook, please do exercise 2, mon ou ma, to practice. Pour communiquer, to find out how old a friend is, the question is, quel âge as-tu? Quel âge as-tu? And the answer would be, j'ai blah blah ans. For example, j'ai 15 ans. To ask how old brothers or how old others are, quel âge a ton père? Notice ton père, your father. Il a, he has, il a 42 ans. Quel âge a ta mère, your mother, ta mère? Elle a 39 ans. Although years old may be left out in English, the word an must be used in French when talking about someone's age. Il a 20 ans. I mean, you can leave out the il a, but you have to say the word an, 20 ans. You dig? So, quel âge as-tu? So we're going to practice asking our classmates how old they are. And joyeux anniversaire. Ask your classmates how old the following people are. For example, quel âge a Stéphanie? Elle a 14 ans. We're going to use elle to refer to Stephanie. Right, what would you use to refer to Eric? And you can click here for a quick worksheet on age. Print this out or share it with me. Just so you know, literally the sentence means, what age do you have? I have 13 years. In your workbook, please do page 24. On page 24, please do exercises 3 and 4. Prononciation, les voyelles nasales. The letters A-N and E-N usually represent a nasal vowel sound. Be sure not to pronounce the N after the nasal vowel. So répétez. En, tante, tante, français, français, 40, 40, 30, 30, comment, comment, Henri, Henri, Laurent, Laurent. The letters O-N represent the nasal sound on. Be sure not to pronounce the N after the nasal vowel. Non, non. Bonjour, bonjour. Oncle, oncle. Garçon, garçon. And let's contrast this following section. Un, on, tante, ton, 11 ans. Mon oncle, François, a 30 ans. Please do this quizzes, enter the code. It will be open until Friday the 14th at 3 p.m. Et voilà, merci beaucoup.